Welcome back to another Tennessee State Park review. I've been visiting a ton over the last year, and I'm excited to be visiting today and tomorrow, and I was here yesterday with the family camping at David Crockett State Park, not to be confused with David Crockett Birthplace State Park, which I've already reviewed. That's in far east Tennessee. This is kind of southeast of Nashville. And so this is a really nice park, really beautiful, kind of tucked away here in the hills. It's really quiet and peaceful. Waterfalls, lakes, a lot of fun to be had. And so I'm going to show you all around the park today, and be sure to stay to the end because I'm going to give it a score between 0 and 100, and you can kind of see where it lines up against other Tennessee State parks. So I'm excited to have you here for today's video. We'll get on with the review. We're going to begin today with my favorite category, natural beauty and wildlife. Now, full disclosure, we planned this trip for the sole purpose of discovering and experiencing waterfalls. And it was great that I didn't have to go all the way to East Tennessee to do that. And so there's this series of waterfalls that come down from the main lake there. And then this is a waterfall further downstream. The water was cold and refreshing. You could dip your toes or run around and play in there. It was awesome. And then also throughout the park, we found things like little wildflowers and beautiful trees on our hikes. But like I said before, we went to David Crockett for the waterfalls, and they were so much fun. There's a lot of natural beauty to this little charming park in South Tennessee. So I'm going to give natural beauty a 9 out of 10. Up next is campsite layout. Now, as you can see, everything is paved, which was great for kids on scooters and bicycles. The campsites had your normal electrical hookups as well as picnic tables and a fire ring for a fire pit that had a grill attached to it. Also on the lake itself, there were cabins, and something that I didn't know before I signed up for our campsite is that at the first campground, and there are two, there's actually camping spots there on the river itself, which was full when I tried to sign up, but really cool nonetheless. So I'm going to give campsite layout a 9 out of 10. Not sure how well it'll pick up on camera, but I see about 20 brim right through here. And then I could have sworn I saw, it looked like a cutthroat trout out there.
And we saw some smallmouth.
Yeah, and we've seen maybe a smallmouth. So the main waterfall is right up there. If you come around this corner, there's no one down here. There is a deep pool. It's probably 8 to 10 feet deep right here. Anna Kate's walked down here with me. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to go get my fishing pole. It's in the truck. Look at this. Look how beautiful it is and so peaceful and quiet. No one's back here. From swimming in the river to fishing, a lot of natural beauty there and a lot of places to explore. It was really fun. Also, there on the lake, they had all sorts of fishing boats and paddle boards and stuff to rent, but in my opinion, I wouldn't do it, at least not in September when we went, because the water was absolutely disgusting. I would not want to get in that water. But in the main part of the park, they had all of these day picnic table kind of areas with pergolas and playgrounds. And I'll just tell you, when we went in September in an off week, they were packed the entire time. It really surprised me, but I was really glad that they were being used so much. There's also an aviary by the museum. And then the museum itself was really cool. They had this kind of water wheel thing in front of it, and inside you could learn all about the history of the area and David Crockett, and they had some exhibits and things to experience there. They even had a little gift shop there. But the main gift shop is at the park entrance at the Welcome Center, but in there they had some snakes and other cool things to look at. Our kids really enjoyed that. And we also had, of course, plenty of experiences in nature, from going on a hike in the woods to seeing some really cool stuff with the kids. You just don't get to see a lot of these things in the city, and so it was really fun to experience. All right, this is the second waterfall, which is right by the lake, and it is definitely worth hiking to, coming down here and seeing the few waterfalls there. And there's a little swim spot right over here, so come check that out if you're here at David Crockett State Park. A little pro tip: if you want to get to the second waterfalls, it is up by the lake, and if you look behind me, you can see there's a levee. So just get to the levee and then walk down and you'll see it over there. Wave at Daddy. Wave.
Wave to small.
Yeah. Up next is bathrooms. On the shower side, they were single person use showers, which is great for privacy and to be able to take your time. On the other side, they had multiple stalls for using the restroom, and I love this direction that they're going in with the bathrooms. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Up next is Driveability. It is in the central part of the state, but it is pretty far to the south, so it gets a 5 out of 10. The next category is nearby amenities, and there at the Welcome Center you'll find a lot of kind of souvenirs and toys and that kind of supplies, but really nothing as far as camping supplies goes, which I hate. But they did also have a little store there at the museum, and so there were kind of multiple ways of getting some things that you might need. Also, they had a restaurant, and we had a great lunch there. We kind of weren't planning on eating there, but wanted to review it for you guys. And so it was country cooking, greasy food, but really, really good. There was something there for everyone. The kids loved it and enjoyed it as well. Truman gives a thumbs up, and I'm going to give that category a 7 out of 10. The staff were friendly and informative, very helpful, and they get an 8 out of 10. Up next is uniqueness. I thought the park was extremely unique, especially for that part of the state of Tennessee with all the waterfalls and beauty, and it gets an 8 out of 10. Up next is cost. This may be the lowest score that I've given for a Tennessee State Park, but it was $96 for 2 nights, and that's after my 10% discount. And I guess it's just because the demand is so high, so it gets a 4 out of 10. You put everything together, and David Crockett State Park gets a 72 out of 100. All right, our family tradition is to put the sticker from the state park on the back of the camper. All right, Maddie. We got a good spot right in the middle.
Like right there.
Yeah.
That's a waterfall one.
Good job, dude.
That's a waterfall one.
Yeah, another one off the list.
She was going low to the ground like this, and then she went up, and then she was like, and then she went.